Let me introduce myself. I'm David Stevens, a self-made man, sales and marketing. A director of Compass UK Limited. I live in a little village with my wife Jenny and my two children. Rose aged 5 and Ben aged 9. My life was changed for the better when I was 36 years old due to a massive heart attack. Long working days, customer entertaining, staff boozing and extra work at weekends left me too exhausted to communicate with my family. My motto: it's a dog-eat-dog world. Grab what you can. Let people learn the hard way from their mistakes. That was my world. Mrs. Stevens, I am Dr. Rains. Your husband has a blood clot in his heart. We're trying to thin his blood, but I'm afraid it's very bad. I could hear them talking and the peep of the monitor, but my chest was like having an elephant sat upon it. The peeps had stopped, blackness all around, and last thing I recall someone shouting, "Get the crash team in here, now." It was dark, and then I could see a light at the end of a long tunnel when a figure approached me in white cloth. "Hi, David. My name is Jesus. Call me JC, it's easier." Aghast with shock and surprise, I exclaimed, "Oh my God." "Near enough, so you've heard of me then," he laughed. "Can I ask you a question? Am I dead?" Why do people always ask me that one? Please, I'm too young to die, feeling a little pathetic. Never too young, never too old, but look into the hand of fate. My spirit felt low, accepting whatever fate he had chosen for me. "David, nobody will miss you. Leonard's from accounts takes over your job and does very well. The wife and the kids only remember Dad from the photos in the album." He glanced into my eyes. Smiling, I understood that he was not looking into my eyes but into my very soul. "Look, if you promise to never want anything for yourself and do your best to help others, I will give you my heart. This is not immortality, because if you break your word, I'll take back the heart. Yes, thank you. I accept. Please, hang on. Wait a minute. Why me? I see potential in you, David, and in humankind. Do you deserve it? We shall see. The devil creates evil deals for souls, so why not me, exchanging second chances for good people to make a better world?" Something was pulling me backward from the light, but I could still hear, "Don't let me down now, I'll be watching. Doctor, we have him back." How? We don't know. On the morning before I set off for the office, Ben asked for help with his homework on his return from school. "Dad won't be late tonight, son, we'll do it together," I replied. "Shouldn't make promises you can't keep," Jenny snarled as she followed me out to my car. The long and short of it was Dickie Ticker? Putting in less hours and taking time out to help people with their work resulted in a management decision. A move into human resources. I'd expected it, but I looked straight ahead, not to show the relief I was feeling. Then, after pausing briefly, I blurted out, "Well, now I'm in HR, how about Leonard from accounts taking over my old position?" The next few weeks, I kept all my promises to Jenny and the children, finding more time to come home and relax. You know what? I enjoyed it. I trusted the wife would notice the change in me. The anger and frustration had stopped, but I felt I was being scrutinized and evaluated. A new diet had caused me to lose a couple inches off my waist. I decided to look for some old trousers to wear. Moving some old coats at the back of the wardrobe, I found 2 suitcases filled with Jenny's and the children's clothes. I had an inkling something was wrong, but I couldn't seem to put a finger on it. How could a man be so dumb? As I entered the kitchen, I asked, "When were you going to leave me?" "When you were better," her speech almost a whisper as she continued to make coffee. "I've been better for some time now." Moving from the doorway, I tried to looking into her face. She placed her head on my shoulder. "Yes, I know, but I've had a change of heart," in a voice that almost melted mine. "So have I," as I looked upwards towards the sky. Some years later, tragedy struck, as in all our lives at some point, but this tested all that I had come to believe. It rocked my soul to the very core. A call from the hospital informed me that my wife had been in a car accident with some drunken teenage joyriders. On arrival, the doctors informed me that she was in a coma, and even with additional tests they had little or no hope. The wooden bench in hospital chapel was hard as I knelt down to pray. The faint footsteps behind me disturbed my concentration. A hand gripped my shoulder and a deep-toned voice spoke. "Do you come here often, my son?" Ignoring his misplaced joviality, I pleaded, "Take me instead of Jenny, Yes, it may be selfish to want something for myself now, but take back the heart if you wish. Life is unfair, David. And the heart is not yours to give. Always remember, we don't always get what we want, returning the gift of his heart back into his body. Why am I alive? Thinking that my gesture had been in vain. You gave your life to help another, the ultimate sacrifice. Your heart has healed, you no longer have a need of mine, JC said sagely. Father, I knew he had potential, he whispered under his breath, if talking to someone else in the chapel. Go back to the hospital, David, she's asking for you. Enjoy the rest of your lives. Don't worry, you'll see me again. Then, raising myself up, I looked behind me. The chapel was now empty. Walking back towards the room, I heard the kids shouting, "Dad! Come quick! Mum's awake! It's a miracle!"